2025 has now ended. It's already January 1st, 2026. And as I say that, it feels kind of like cute and very nostalgic because I used to make my videos and be like, I don't know if I started it or ended it with saying the date. I think I did a little bit of both.
Today is July 15, 2015. Hope you had a great day. Bye.
I wanted to make this video to say 25 things, maybe not necessarily that I've learned in 2025, just in my life, but this year it's just things that I acknowledged more. And there's probably more things that I forgot to write, but for the sake of the 2025 and 25 things, I'm gonna start off with one of the most generic ones, but it's always so true. Not taking things personally, because most of the time it has nothing to do with you or with myself. Like, I've had so many, like, if I didn't communicate, I would not know that it had nothing to do with me. Like, for example, I was with my mom, and I don't know if this ties into another thing that I wrote. I guess it's gonna tie into, like, 1 and 2, saying the same things. Or, like, not being afraid or not hesitating to ask, you know, a misunderstanding or just something that was brought up in an argument or discussion to clear up the air. So me and my mom, we were talking. This is just one example out of many. And I said something, and then I was like, you know what? I think it sounded a bit, you know, not rude. I didn't want to talk, and so I kind of ended the conversation. I have to go, right? And so I texted my mom, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I want to clear this up. Whenever I said this, I meant this, and she's like, wow, I'm so glad you told me, because this whole time, like, as I had left, I was in the car. She's like, I thought you meant this when you said that. And I'm like, oh, no. Something that my brother taught me is to ask this question. Whenever you're, like, in a conversation, say, what do you think I'm trying to say? Because that way, that clears up a lot of just assumptions. I've had ideas of how people are thinking something, but in reality, I'm just so off, and they're thinking something completely different, but they just said it in a way that made me think this, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to see how that ties into not taking things personally. I guess because that's more of assumptions. So maybe it was 2 different things. Well, assumptions, in that specific thing, it was a misunderstanding. But in conversations in general, there's assumptions in how people are either behaving or they say something to where you create into your headspace, like, oh, they meant this when they said that. Or they acted this way because of this. But in reality, no. When I catch myself thinking, oh, they probably are thinking this, or they're acting this way because of this, and I communicate it, or I tell someone, oh, you think they meant this, and then I'm like, catch yourself, Cassandra, because either ignore it and just leave it alone, or ask about it and communicate and say, hey, I felt like you were acting this way because of this. Number 3 would be, my perception is not always right. I was conversating of saying that sometimes I don't associate myself with specific people because I don't think they're open-minded, and so when I bring up conversation, they're just gonna be stubborn about it and not want to communicate it. But he's like, well, how would you know that they would be in that specific way if you haven't even brought up that specific topic? And then I'm like, yeah, that's true. How am I gonna just completely cancel out, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't act? No, not act. I'm gonna act how I am, of course. But if I don't want to associate myself with someone, then I'm just not gonna go out of my way to talk to them more, right? And I've been surprised by people, of course, when they've told me specific things. Like, there was someone that I didn't think was close to God, or as close to God as I would think, and they are just, people surprise me, and because they surprise me, I shouldn't assume to cancel out possibilities and friendships and even relationships. I've ended up liking friends. I've opened up that idea within me to be like, you know what, oh my god, that could happen. Not necessarily saying, oh, I want to be in a relationship with this person, but just opening up that idea romantically. I can do that. I don't know if it's because I just get curious and thinking, oh, maybe it would be like this to date this person and stuff like that. But my main point is that I have had crushes on people that I would have never expected. That I would have been like, nah, they're not my type, blah, 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 blah. but then it just happens. And so I can't, just like with someone that I have a crush on, it's unexpected. With a friendship as well, I shouldn't close out. I should just stay open. I don't know if I like the word should. I'm gonna stay open because I want to. I need to say hi. Oh my god, it felt like a monster was like coming out, so like, oh my lordy lord. But saying hi more often to people. Again, I consider myself an extrovert. I'm social, but there's even times to where I hesitate to not say hi to someone. If I'm in the elevator and I want to ride silent, and I just don't say it, which I will still allow myself to do. If I don't feel like saying hi, I don't even have to look at them. I just can be doing my own thing, right? But as I've said hi more often, I've felt just, it makes me feel good to conversate with people, because it just, little interactions like that are just cute. On Christmas Day, I was in the elevator and I was dressed up as the Grinch. And then there was this girl there, and I was like, oh, how was your Christmas? And she's like, oh, I don't have any family here, so she didn't really do anything. And I'm like, oh, well, I want to say, Merry Christmas to you. I don't know how I worded it exactly, but I told her Merry Christmas. And by me saying that, it's just, yeah, I can make her day. It made my day. Being able to meet someone that maybe no one had told her Merry Christmas, and I was that person to do so. And I am genuine about it. I think that genuine aspect of it is what I love. Being able to say hi and being genuine about it. Not just because, oh, hi, how are you doing? Da, 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 da. No, like, I want to be present in the moment with you. That's really cute. Oh my god. I feel like I should say that to someone I'm in love with. I just want to be present right here, right now. Number 5, just be active. Stretch. Go on a walk. Go on a hike. When I'm exercising, it feels so good. Like, I was doing this, I don't know if it was like a leg curl or just something with the legs. And I was like, oh my god, this is so hard, but it feels so good. Just be active, Cassandra, because you feel good doing it in the moment and after. I'm just so thankful to be able to move my body. As I was riding the bike at the gym, I need to buy one. I want to buy one. I was like, wow, I can really move my legs. I'm just so grateful for this moment. When you hear the alarm, Cassandra, just wake up. Because the amount of times that I heard the alarm on my days off, and I'm like, you know what? Why do I even have an alarm? I'm just gonna sleep in more a little bit. Yeah, okay, once in a blue moon. Okay, do that, Cassandra. But just wake up. Because then I've also had moments to where I put it like really early. I put it at 6 a.m. I woke up, took my dad to work, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm gonna enjoy this. And then it's like 1 p.m. and I say, oh my god, I got so much done by waking up earlier. And I feel satisfied. I can be impatient, and I like to be punctual. And so if I'm running late on something, I get annoyed. And I'm like, bruh. And it could be lack of my organization or just the way things happen. But then I remind myself and I say, Cassandra, trust God's timing. What does God mean to me? It is a divine energy. It is life in itself. The way that it's unfolding, the way that I am conscious, and there's just so many components that I tie into it. I tell myself, Cassandra, trust the timing. Don't force. Because when I just surrender to the moment and things just unfold the way that they do, I'm just very here. I let go of what I can't control. Everything's gonna work out. Self-talk, so important. Don't forget to get ready once in a while. I would say get ready every single day. But at the same time, I don't depend on makeup or looking a specific way, like put together to feel good. But it does definitely help to wake myself up from time to time. So just get ready once in a while, dude. Number 9, keep a clean environment. Clean your room. Clean your closet. Keep your stuff clean. Yeah, it could be dirty for a little bit, but clean up. staying silent more often in conversations is another thing that I've presently, consciously, in the moment, just told myself, just listen to the person. Because sometimes I'm quick to want to explain my point of view and what I'm trying to say, that as my consciousness turns on, as I'm doing that and the other person's doing that as well, I'm like, okay, pause. If I keep trying to say what I'm thinking, we're not going to get anywhere, because they want to express themselves as well and express how they're thinking and manage to get their point across. So as I'm listening, I'm like, okay, this person is not listening this part of me or what I'm trying to say, so I'm going to stay quiet and I'm going to listen more into their point of view. I hear it and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And even at times I learned something. I'm like, okay, they're trying to say this. Now I learned I don't know how to word it. I don't know how to word it. It's just an internal, again, thing to where I start to see things more clearly. I just listen. We're all in our own process. It ties into number 11. That process is something that only one figures out on their own. And you think differently, shift in a way to where you can start seeing others once you start seeing yourself more. I don't feel a need to explain myself. I will, but no one in the world needs to understand me except myself and God, that divine energy. We know what's happening. We know what's going on. And of course, if they're not open to listening to me, I will stay silent and listen to them and just experience that. Taking accountability more often. It ties into what I'm trying to say, actually. Yeah, as long as I know where I'm coming from, right? But I also don't want to be selfish and do things without recognizing my own faults at times. So let's say I tell someone, be quiet. Please, just be quiet. And I say that because I'm feeling very angry or very mad and I need to leave, right? Like that inside, I am understanding that I'm not mentally well. I'm telling them be quiet because I need time for myself to just, be by myself. Just because I understand why I'm doing something doesn't mean that I'm not going to recognize that I did something in a way that I could have done it better. Yeah, I'm understanding where I'm coming from, but doesn't mean that I wasn't wrong. Compliment more often, ask more often. If you feel like doing that, just do it. Because it just passes time, Nah, I enjoy it. I do. What's helped me has been to have phrases during my self-talk. So for example, I have specific things that I tell myself when I want to calm down, when I want to reground myself. I just either say relax or trust, don't force, everything's gonna work out. Positive little things. When I'm being paranoid, I'm thinking, Cassandra, you're lying to yourself, nothing's wrong. My mind can play tricks on me. Being honest, I enjoy it because then the other person can be honest as well. I was with my cousins and I felt irritated, but nothing had happened. Nothing. For some reason, I started to feel really irritated and I was like, guys, I don't know why, but I'm feeling very irritated. And then they started to open up about how they were feeling. Like, oh, you know what, I was da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I just enjoy being able to communicate. It's a safe space. I'm not gonna need to change anyone because the only person that is gonna change themselves is them. So if I can notice something in someone where, I feel like they're in this area in their life, or they're struggling with this and I want to say this because this is what could help. Yeah, I could say it. I do put in my 2 cents whenever I really feel the need to, but ultimately it's their journey. I'm in my own journey. I know what I need to work on and I need to keep focusing on that. Something that I just in general had struggled with was being attached to people. Being attached to me meant I want them in my life forever, or I want to grow with this person. But you can grow with people in specific amounts of time. I actually don't know how I want to say this. I also want to add I don't know what I was trying to say, but people, they come and go, right? But I've had people that they leave my life and then they come back like a year later, 2 years later. If people are meant to be in your life, it's gonna happen again. It feels very liberating just knowing that if people are meant to be in my life, they are gonna be eventually. Just like when you are at the grocery store and you see someone from high school that you haven't seen in so long. You know, if you're meant to briefly see someone again, it's gonna happen. And I think knowing that gives me more peace. I don't need to expect to have people in my life forever, because now there's so many people that I can meet someone for 2 days. We get along really well, and then that was it. Like, we never see each other again. If we're not gonna grow together anymore, that's perfectly fine, because I needed to experience whatever I needed to experience with the people that I did for whatever amount of time that it was. Embracing the small mistakes. I'm a host, right, at this restaurant. And there's been times to where I'm stuttering or I say something wrong and I literally stop in the moment and they're in front of me and I say, oh my God, I just said that wrong. I'm open about my mistake instead of avoiding it and just say, oh, that's funny, I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, okay, I can leave it alone if I'm making a mistake. But most times if something's awkward or someone feels awkward or I don't know, I just really embrace whatever it is, that the awkward intention, the little mess up that I made. If I trip, I'm like, oh, I start laughing at myself. Just because I'm focused on a specific lesson in my life, let's say that I want to be more consistent with the gym, doesn't mean that another lesson isn't going to pop up right then and there. So I'm so focused on a lesson, right? Let's say I'm at the gym. I'm like, da, 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 and then all of a sudden, they close the gym mid-gym workout. And they say, oh, yeah, I need to leave. And I'm like, whoa. I'm trying to be consistent with the gym, but like this happened. It's then so I can focus on that other lesson, which is to be more patient, be more adaptable. Whatever it is, just being open to learning always. Acknowledging guilt or just anything in the moment. Like saying, oh yeah, I feel the past is gone. What matters is this present moment, the now. Did I film this video in my closet? Yes, I did. I'm just so curious what 2026 is gonna offer, the opportunities that are gonna present themselves, the obstacles. But that'll happen one day at a time. And all I know is that my main priority is to be focused on my essence. Cassandra, what's good for Cassandra?